What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. What up, y'all? Sixth element of hip hop. We ready to do the show today. It's DC Power Hour on Saturday, 7 p.m. I'm your host, Reno Noir. This is your co-host, Stu Dog. What's up, Stu?
Peace.
That intro, man. We gotta get Epic to get that new one going, man. Because that, first of all, that Instagram name is not correct anymore because it's not 6th_element_comics anymore. It is 6th_element_hip hop. Or it's 6th element of hip hop, rather. Sorry, it's 6th_element_6th_of_hip_hop. Yeah, just go like that. But yeah, man.
We can do like Andre 3000 playing the flute as an intro. The magic.
Hell no.
Like we could be like Andre 3000 in this famous flute, and then he can just and then we come on after that. Yeah. The Pied Piper of hip hop.
The Pied Piper of hip hop. My guy has just made fools of everybody. It's funny though. I love it. He's on there fucking around with his flute.
You know what? Now you see how I feel about the Blackout. How you feel about that's how I feel.
Okay.
About the Blackout.
Okay.
Exactly
well, I tell you, this one. I will. We got to give it up. It is charting on Billboard, which is hilarious to me. At number 34, it's the longest song to ever chart on Billboard. It is like 12 minutes. But it's the song I Swear. I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time. That's the title of the song. Debuted at number 90 on the Billboard Hot 100. And then, yeah, it's got a runtime of 12 minutes and 20 seconds, the longest ever to entrant on the chart. And it dethrones Tool's 10-minute and 21-second Fear Inoculum, and which debuted at number 93 back in 2019, and itself dethroned David Bowie's Black Star, which was a 9-minute 57-second joint, which peaked at 78 in 2016. David Bowie, but for nearly 50 years, the longest song to top the Hot 100 was Don McLean's American Pie Parts 1 and 2, which is 8 minutes 37 seconds. Finally, in 2021, Taylor Swift scored the longest number one when the 10-minute and 13-second all went too well, 10-minute version. And then Andre made this I Swear I Really Want to Make a Rap Album, this literally the way the wind blew me, with Carlos Nino, Nate Mercero, and Soraya Bato Facina. I'm butchering their names, but he also co-produced his new experimental album with Carlos Nino. But yeah, this joint did it reached is the first Andre's first song to reach the Billboard Hot 100 since 2012 when he did the B.O.B. collaboration with the guitar, But Andre is no stranger to charting on Billboard. But I think it's just fucking hilarious that this flute album has charted on Billboard. It's just so funny. Moments in Love by Art of Noise was at least 10 minutes. Bet. What's good, Molecular Man? What's going down?
Chilling, baby.
Yeah.
Good job. Hey, Stu. Miscellaneous on your birthday and shit. I'm sure you heard shit about that already.
he popped in a couple times, but yeah, he missed.
I was driving while we were. Yeah.
I didn't hear you, brother. What you say?
Now, so I was driving, man. We was going through the mountains and tunnels and shit.
Yeah, I got you, man. I was just messing with you. You truck driver or something?
Yeah, I drive a bread truck.
Okay.
I deliver bread all over the United States.
Hey, man, people need bread, brother.
I know, man. If you need some bread, let me know, man. I'll stop by, drop a couple loads off. Brioche. You know what I mean? Honey.
Oh no, I've
It's a
heard it
great baby
thoroughly,
making
my
music.
guy.
It's a
It's
great
not.
baby making music.
Yeah, yeah. It's not.
He said, "Oh, he mean Andre 3000 albums is baby making music."
Yeah, which I mean I don't agree personally. I don't
Some
fuck to
people do.
ambient sounds and funny Pied Pipers, but hey, to each his own. But no, it is definitely good chill music. It's definitely good meditation music, I guess. For me, the flute throws me off. I can't meditate when I hear the little flute coming in. It fucks me up. Um, but nah, man, it's an experimental album. He was having fun with it. He did his thing. I just think it's funny that everybody's acting like it's this big monumental epic, uh, gonna change hip hop and bro, this is not that deep. He's just playing with his flute. Okay, he did, I don't, but I will. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. I know this is not a popular opinion. I was just disappointed. I don't have a problem with the album. I was just disappointed that I waited 17 years for one of my favorite top tier lyricists to drop a joint when the last one was Love Below, and I love the fuck out of Love Below. I mean, I played that shit on repeat for the whole fucking year when it came out, but I still was like, okay, I know on the next one we're gonna get bars, so I was cool with it. No problem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, 20 years later, he finally drops again, and it's this. So the word is disappointed, not unsatisfied. Like, I don't hate the joint. I'm just disappointed as fuck. But everyone is, it's funny because nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to admit it. Same thing with Black Panther movie, dude. It's like no, everyone's afraid to admit that the movie actually is not that great. It's actually not good at all. But hey, people are afraid to admit that. So it's the same thing here. You got
Are you talking about both of them or one of them?
what?
Black Panther.
Oh, I didn't like either one of them.
For me, I really do think it was about the hype, man.
Yeah, all hype. It was all hype. It was all hype, and the character was great. Black Panther was great, but I don't want to get into the whole thing about Black Panther on DC Power Hour. But yeah, but it's not bad. It's just not what they made it out to be, if that makes sense. And I'm
Nah, I
just
get what
type
you're
that.
saying. Yeah, the
Yeah,
hype. Yeah, you're right. I
You're
mean,
talking,
listen, it
overhyped.
was good for.
you're
I
talking.
feel it was. I just feel it was good for what it was. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I
it was
can't
good.
say it's good for what it was. I think the second one was better than the first one, but it's good for what it was, man.
I mean, the second one, Namor was great, but we didn't really get T'Challa, so I was not
Right, and
happy with it.
No,
I
you
think
did,
that's the
and like
biggest. I think that's
Namor
the
wasn't
biggest
really
mistake of that.
Namor either, was he?
Wait, one at a time. What y'all say?
He said Namor. Something about Namor wasn't the original.
I said, but Namor wasn't really Namor, was he?
Oh, um, I think it was a good iteration. I wasn't mad at what they did with Namor. He wasn't, exactly Namor from the comics, but he was
Right.
close enough, and what they did with him was cool, and I didn't mind it. Like, I know they're gonna evolve shit in the MCU. I know that, and again, I really don't want to get into this on DC show, but because we're gonna get into DC in a second here,
You see
but it
that?
is what it is. But so Andre, back to the RZA, who is like got this album on repeat. Apparently, he's totally gone nuts with it. The RZA loves it.
He gonna
He's
sample it. That's why.
well,
He gonna
yeah,
sample it.
yeah. He said,
Touch some. There's a sample that joint. Make some beats.
yeah, he said the album is on repeat in my house. Me and my wife, we just sat down, and it keeps us very zen in the crib. Which RZA's vegan. He's a very zen. He's not. And he said, I'm happy washing the dishes. It's a good vibe. Um, he went on to congratulate Andre 3000 before revealing that the album has inspired him to work on a new material of his own. And he said, I'm actually going to give another instrumental album myself, and hip hop's going to show you there is no limits to what we do. So that's what this is going to do. It's going to spawn a bunch of producers and hip hop artists to put out instrumental albums. And yeah.
Yo,
What up? What up, Raw Talk?
what's happening, y'all?
Raw
Chilling,
talk, raw
chilling.
deal. What up? What up?
Yeah, yeah.
So, Stu Dog, happy belated
What up,
once
what up?
again, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
You out here gallivanting the world.
Somebody got to do it.
I dig it.
Somebody got to do it.
going on, Mr.
Had to make up.
Molecular
Had to
More?
make up for COVID,
Mr.
man.
Ross, how you
Didn't
doing,
go.
Mr. Raw Talk?
Chilling,
Didn't go
chilling.
too
And
many places.
my man Reno was going down.
Chilling, man. We just talking about this Andre joint at the moment, and yeah, some artists want to play outside of their creative box. Look at Garth Brooks. He jumped from country and went to emo rock. Not a great move. It wasn't a good
Definitely
move.
not for him.
Yeah, it didn't help. That wasn't good. Maybe not the best example there, but I get your point, and I don't disagree. Like I said, I'm cool with him doing this album. I just wish it was amidst other hip hop albums. Like I wish that he had dropped one maybe a couple of years ago, or has a new one coming out in a year or two, something like that. Like if it was with some hip hop, or maybe hadn't been 20 years since the last album, which wasn't even a hip hop rap album. So it's just disappointed that my top tier lyricist isn't dropping bars. And get the really thing that really got to me, which I probably wouldn't have even said any of this, but when he tries to tell me that it's because he's 48 years old and he has nothing to rap about, that really turned me off, because all my favorite MCs are the age and older, and they're dropping new shit right now, and it's dope. What up?
Let me kick something to you.
Busted.
Him being the artist that he is, and how influence he's cognizant of his lyrical ability and his influence. Look at Busta Rhymes just dropped an album.
Phenomenal.
Sucks to me.
Phenomenal. I love that
Why?
shit. You didn't like
No, I'm not saying it sucks lyrically and all that. I'm saying it sucks that he came out and was rapping the same type of stuff that he rapped for years.
He wasn't though.
Yes, he was.
Well, I mean, Busta has a very
style, or what was in the lyrics?
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the lyrics.
Like what?
I heard from everything he said on this album is what he said in his past albums.
Well, this was a sequel album. You know that, right? It's a sequel. It was part 2 to another album.
Doesn't matter. He ain't coming with nothing fresh and new. Maybe the
man, we celebrate. Stu, did we not celebrate that album on Full Blast? Did we not play that album to death? And everybody was just going nuts over it.
They're going nuts because they haven't heard from him in a while. Once that goes over and you really analyze what's going on,
Andre, people ain't heard about him for a while.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
But at the same time, who did he partner with? A lot of young artists, up and comers. He got a lot of
some that. Yeah, he did some of that, and that's how you stay relevant. That was smart.
Yeah, but staying relevant is not really bringing your level, your game up. You're supposed to progress from that. That's why I say Andre. He said, "I don't have nothing to rap about," and I could feel him on that. It's like nothing. He said it all that came from him inspirationally.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, you gotta be.
He just said
you gotta be the artist. You gotta believe the artist when they tell you
no.
In the tank for what
he said what I'm gonna rap about, my colonoscopy or my eyesight. Fucking yes, bro. Yes, rap about what you're going through right now. We want to hear it.
Like, there's never nothing not to talk about. I mean,
I don't buy it.
You could talk about hip hop in the element of the shit that you seen change, the shady shit that you saw, what happened to the point of now. There's always something to talk about. You know what I mean?
Bro. That's just
I'll never believe it. As Andre being like, you know, I gracefully bow out. I don't want to be with the bullshit. I don't want to be with people getting sucked into the norm. I don't want to be transformed into the normal cliche of things. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play this motherfucking flute. We're gonna see how it go. Do I want to play the flute? No, I don't want to play the goddamn motherfucking flute. Fuck that flute.
I mean, no, raw talk. I agree with you. I mean, I feel you. I know what you're saying.
Fuck that flute.
But I know what you're saying, raw talk. Like, you know, I get it. It's just Nas's album was great. He had a lot to talk about. Jay-Z's recent album was good. He had a lot to talk about. I love what Busta Rhymes was doing. But Busta Rhymes never been the greatest or the most content-oriented lyricist, in my opinion. He's more of a wordsmith, mental or lyrical gymnastics type guy, which he did. I think he was innovating on. But yeah, you know, it just depends on the artist. But to try to convince me that there's nothing to talk about. You'll never convince me of that. I don't care. And it's Andre. You can't convince me of that.
Like, we cannot judge that man's whole thing as an artist. You wouldn't want anybody to say, yo, Reno, you can't do that.
No, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm saying he can.
I'm saying, but you can do this. You can't do that flute. We don't want to hear that flute.
Nope, never said that. I'm not saying that. We love the flute. Give us more flute. But you don't try to tell me that's because you ain't got nothing to talk about. Tell me it's because you creatively wanted to do that. But don't try to convince me that at 48 you can't rap. Because you know what he did? He made other rappers that are that age look silly. And he tried to. He was like, at that age, you know, it's a young man's game, basically, is what he was saying. You know, at that age, we're silly. What are we rapping about? You don't have to rap about popping booty in the club at 48. Rap about your fucking gout.
But I think he said what he said into him dealing with the environment that he was in. He didn't talk about nobody else, but for him, there's nothing else to talk about.
Exactly.
Meth and all them doing what they do, they just do what they do.
But then you also,
in a sense, I feel you. He's saying like I'm making everything else look bad. You know, he's shitting on the people that are still doing it, but then he's not, man. He's speaking his mind. Yeah. I ain't got nothing else to do but play the motherfucking flute.
Look at Jay-Z.
I listen to that goddamn flute.
Look at Jay-Z. He ain't put out anything, even though he can say stuff. He ain't putting shit out. He haven't put shit out until what? What was the last album Jay put out? Because
440, I think.
444. That was horrible.
Yeah.
So how many
I loved it.
was that?
I loved it. I love 440.
I'm not saying these guys ain't dope. These guys are dope as shit. These
guys
are
business
phenomenal.
That's what makes him.
You know,
Jay's a business. Like 50's a business.
Respect the artists for what they feel, man. It's like, if he say he ain't got it, he ain't got it until he could come up with something. He says until he get inspired.
But do you get what I'm saying? That he cannot tell me it's because of his age.
Maybe so.
No, bro, because that would mean everyone at that age can't rap or has nothing to rap about and shouldn't be rapping. That's what he said. He said at 48, because I'm 48, because of my age, I have nothing to rap about. And that's my disagreement. Nothing else. Everything you're saying, I agree with, but that's not what he said. My problem is with the number 48. Don't give me that. Say that you're not inspired. Say you don't have nothing to rap about. Fine, but don't tell me it's because you're 48, as if rappers at 48 can't be rappers. That's bullshit.
Yeah, but he was speaking about himself, though, right?
Like him is 48.
No.
I've been rhyming. I used to rhyme on stage and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But will I do it now? I'll probably morph it into something else, but I'm not gonna do all this stuff.
That's you.
That's what I was getting at. That's
no. I get that that's him, but then say that's him. He's saying it's because of his age. I'm saying it's because of you, Andre. It's because of you, not because of your age. You feel what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm saying? I get that he's saying it's about him. For him at 48, for him at my age, he says me right now. Me, I don't have nothing to rap about. That's fine. I dig that. We can. Let's smoke a joint on that. But don't tell me it's because you're 48.
But did he say anybody else that is doing
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. When you say it's because I'm 48, that tells me that at 48, can't rap. Because you're 48. Not because you're 48. It's not because you're 48. It's because of you in your life right now. Other people at 48 could rap. You see? That's what I'm saying. So if we agree on that, we agree.
But he's not saying that like for other people. Everything he's pertaining to is himself. But if we want to play devil's advocate, there's a lot of 48, 50-year-old rappers that ain't really pulling their weight when they
shouldn't be damn right.
They rhyme
you know why? I'll tell you, because like with your boy that just went in on Eminem, Melly Mel.
It's a lot of 20 and 30-year-old rappers that ain't pulling their weight.
Exactly. But I'm saying like those Melly Mels ain't been honing their craft the whole time. Nas is steady writing his whole life, still right now. He's still writing. That's
but he can't.
Eminem, like it doesn't matter. He's still gonna fucking.
Nas can't do a stage show.
Eminem's gonna fucking get real.
Hold on, guys. One at a time.
Listen. You gotta look at it like this. When you talk about the way they like, Melly Mel has that basic style of rhyme that we heard in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Anybody old enough there,
Supposed to
that's how you
evolve it.
always gonna rhyme. That's his style.
That's
And
that's
rhyme styles
bullshit.
are like fingerprints. Rhyme styles are like fingerprints. So we moved on. Once KRS and Rakim came out, they changed the game. Rakim made it one way, and then KRS made it more complex. Nobody was rhyming
Rakim is
as
the
complex
Rakim
as
is the
they
one
were
that started the complexity,
until
but I feel you.
I think so too.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really
Rakim is the one that
complex.
started the
Rakim,
complexity of
you know,
the wordplay
you know
of the
what Rakim
wordplay.
did? Rakim
He
was
kept it in the God
right. He
body
was a
thing, bro.
wordsmith.
A wordsmith.
Rakim was a wordsmith, and that's what
Facts.
he did. He came out
Yeah.
saying stuff. He was talking about the 5%, this,
He
that,
was
the other. He
saying,
threw all that in there.
he was
But
saying KRS
when KRS came out, nobody, and I mean nobody, when Criminal Minded came out, nobody was rhyming like that at that time. That was so complex. If you go back and you recite those lyrics,
You say the same thing about
most
Rakim.
complex
it
rhymes
was this shit, bro. I can't even
that you've
imagine.
ever heard. But you
Criminal
can't. But
Minded
people
was
don't
the shit.
give. It was very complex. You know, like he was like, you know, now you forced to listen to the teacher and the lesson, classes and sessions, so you can stop guessing. If it's
That's
a
not
tape or written
complex.
down memo,
That's not
that's
complex.
very
That's not
complex for the time.
wordplay. No.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Listen to what
very
Rakim
wordplay
was
for
doing
the
at
time.
that time.
I would
Listen
say
to what
Rakim
Rakim was doing at that time.
Rakim was a
He's
step
talking about them
above.
T's putting the line
Rakim,
on the
if you Rakim was a step above in my book. Rakim was a step above, like at the time, LL, because LL used the thesaurus to write rhymes, straight up. And
Yeah, but we're
Rakim just
talking
took
about.
it
I'm
and
talking
made it
about.
make sense.
He's no
So
what
when you-
Rakim
so
did.
when
What Rakim did is he manipulated the syllables. He manipulated the cadences
Yeah,
and
of
the
course.
wordplay, the way he
He
dropped, the
did.
way he. KRS wasn't doing that yet.
mean,
Nobody else
no,
was.
KRS, but KRS came out after Rakim. And when KRS came out, he made it more complex. The way KRS One rhymes is very complex. It's
I
very,
don't think
it's
he's
very, very, very.
He was
Yeah, it is. Listen, very
Rakim was
complex.
more complex lyrically. Chris was more aware and focused, and he gave you an agenda. He spoke
But
with.
that's his Wait. That's
No,
his
KRS
content.
has complex content, but his wordplay was never complex. KRS has a very simple wordplay.
Content. No,
But KRS does not flip words. He's not a flipper. He doesn't flip words. Give me one rhyme. Give me one KRS rhyme where he's flipping words. Give me one wordplay where he's doing some gymnastics.
Poetry.
No, spit the word. Give me the words. Tell me some lyrical gymnastics by KRS. I want to hear it.
There's a lot of lyrical gymnastics.
My favorite KRS
got a lot of
track is Love's Gonna Get You.
Love's Gonna Get You is a very complex. That's a very complex.
What do you? Are you? But you're not a writer though, Stu. You're not a rhyme writer, bro. I can tell because you're talking about complex wordplay, bro. You're talking about complex content. Wordplay. KRS is not known for complex wordplay, bro.
Well,
not at all.
To you.
Wait.
No. I mean, what he's known for, man. What he's known for.
Let's clear something up.
To anybody that writes.
Let's clear something up.
I know KRS is your favorite rapper, so we're not gonna get nowhere with this raw talk. I promise you.
No.
We're gonna get somewhere. We're gonna get somewhere.
My cousin turned me on to Chris. And let me tell y'all something on some real shit. Chris took one of my beats from my producer. No, I'm gonna speak on Chris. I got beef with him.
Oh shit!
But that's family.
Nah.
So
I'm just saying that he's not known for complex words.
No, Reno, you gotta let him finish that.
All right,
you
now
I want to hear this shit.
The beat, the Superman beat, he had a Superman beat. My boy created it. It was meant for me, but he played it to Chris. Chris took the shit and ran with it. All right, this is back in what?
88?
No, this is 90, like I say 94, 95.
How old was you then?
Huh?
How old was you then?
I was 20 something. I was what, 20, 22, 23? Around there, some shit like that.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? But Chris, I mean, I've been around a lot of cats in the industry and stuff like that.
You look good, brother. Shit.
So with Chris,
like 17,
yes, he's a complex thinker.
He's a thinker.
He's a great
orator. And it shows up on paper. And it shows up on paper. And it shows up in his rhymes.
Only when he hit boom bap, when he went to the Boom Bap album, that's when he got ill with the lyrical syllables and all that.
He was ill. He was ill before that.
But
He was
he
ill
was
before that. He
always
was ill on his
before,
first
but
album.
he gave you that.
Not saying he
straight up-
wasn't ill, Stu. I'm just talking about
No, we're not.
technical
I'm just
shit.
saying. Listen,
saying
y'all
you
not
can't
getting it.
compare
Y'all not getting it.
No, I'm not saying he couldn't do it. He just didn't, bro. He just didn't do it.
The complexity of the lyrics and poetry. If you listen to them, because I listened to the album over 100 million times.
Okay, but
When you
Sure,
listen,
yeah.
when you
I'm talking
listen
about
to
the
when you listen to
complexity of
that
the
one
cadence
song,
and the
like
syllables.
he was like listen. He said, in fact, call it a lecture, a visual picture, sort of a poetic rhythm, like mixture. Listen, I'm not dissing, but there's something that you're missing. Maybe you should touch reality. Stop wishing for beats with plenty bass and lyrics said in haste. If its meaning doesn't manifest, put it to rest. I'm a poet. You try to show it, yet blow it. It takes concentration for fresh communication, observation. That is to see without speaking. Take off your coat, take notes. I am teaching the class, or rather school, because you need schooling. I am not a king or a queen. I'm not ruling. Nobody rhymed like that before he came out. Nobody did
What
that.
album is that
It
off?
makes sense when you slow it down. That's off his very first album, Criminal Minded. When you slow it down, now if you listen to him say it, it don't really make. But when you slow it down, and that's what I started doing. I started slowing his. I would just say his rhymes like in the shower, slow it down. I'd be like, yo, he really said that? Like, who says that? When he say, stop wishing for beats with plenty bass and lyrics said in haste. That's what everybody was doing back then.
Okay.
And he told him,
Listen.
Joker, stop it. Stop it.
Listen, bro.
Stop
That's
in haste.
Him and the guy was
that's Stu.
So
Stu, that's not that's not what I'm talking about when I say lyrical complexity. Okay,
No.
That's not what I mean.
Lyrical complexity. When I say lyrical, I didn't say lyrical complexity. Listen, before KRS came out, nobody was rhyming like that. Nobody could put together something that made sense like that.
I mean,
with the complexity, and then to say it the way he said it, to get that off lyrically, like right now, if you listen to Rome Street, I know none of y'all probably know who Rome Street is, but if you listen to Rome Street and you listen to the way Rome Street rhyme, it's very.
They ain't got nothing to do with
complex.
it, bro.
When he rhyming like a middle speed. I'm telling you now. I'm breaking it down.
Listen,
now.
Listen, Stu, hold on, Stu, listen. I gotta just make an announcement, okay? Because I know a lot of people are here for the DC conversation. We 30 minutes in. I promise we will get to it, y'all. Okay. All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stu.
So basically, I'm gonna just end it like this. Look, when it comes to rhymes, you got to give props to different rhyme styles. Rakim's rhyme style was one way. It pushed rap forward in the direction that it needed to go. KRS's rhyme style was another one that pushed rap in the direction that it needed to go. And the complexity of their rhymes, we can argue about that all day, but they're two different styles. But I can say one thing about both of their styles. They changed the face of rap. Everybody was just that basic bibbity bop, hip bop. And then when those guys came out, when those two came out right there, they changed the game. And the years that they came out, for perspective of rap, and it pushed. So they influenced. When you listen to Nas, who he say influenced him? Rakim, KRS. When you listen to Mobb Deep, who they say influenced? Rakim, KRS. Everybody has to be influenced by something. Everybody has to be influenced by something in order to make something musically, art-wise. I don't give a damn if whatever you are, you got to be influenced. And what Andre is saying is that right now, at 47 years old or 48 years old, I'm not inspired by anything. So the only thing I can, what am I supposed to rap about when I have no inspiration?
Fact.
So that's what he's saying.
Fine, but don't tell me it's because you're 48. But don't try to convince me it's because you're 48. It's not because you're 48.
Not because he's 48. No, and it's
that's
not
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
He's just saying at 48. He just said at 48. I ain't got nothing to rhyme about.
You could have said at 12 too. It don't matter. So your age was an irrelevant part of that sentence, and that's my point. That's all my point is, man. I get everything else. But listen though, this is what Eminem say. This is what Eminem saying about Rakim.
Think about the first time you heard Rakim.
Can y'all hear that?
People make these lists. He's always on the list, but he's also always on my list because to me, greatness is not only how well you do something, but if you were the first to do it, Rakim was the first person that I heard that started using like inside rhyme schemes and coming back at the end and hitting the, you know what I'm saying? So he did something that hadn't even been thought of yet. It was like, and he single-handedly pushed the genre forward to be more complex lyrically and birth Kane and G-Rap, right? And those two will always be on my list too, because like Kane was doing confused and used, abused, and bruised the crews who choose to use my name wrong will pay dues. Every person
talking about J-Rap.
It's about something different. It ain't about lyrics. It's about how good you flow in your cadence. Think of it.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at.
And even Rakim said it.
I just said that.
But Rakim used his flow.
I just said that.
And trumpets. He said he would, because that's what he used to play. He used to play the trumpet when he was younger and stuff like that. So it's like, and his family's nothing but musicians in his family.
Oh yeah.
He was going off of that, how he flowing with you could tell how he was doing it. He was doing complex wordplay, and he was doing cadences, and he was going in and out with metaphors, similes, bringing it back and around. It was just crazy.
I feel you.
Fury alone.
I just want to say something real quick.
A lot of rappers today. Lyrics of Fury, period.
Can I say something real quick, please?
But Kara,
hang on.
Until you go, just remember what Kara said. In fact, call it a lecture, a visual picture, sort of a poetic and rhythm-like mixture. Listen, I'm not dissing, but it's something that all y'all missing.
Yeah, you said that. You said that.
You should stop. Maybe you should touch.
Bro, hold on. Dude, hold on, bro. You already did that, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, you did.
Lyrics said in haste, and that's what they were doing back then. That's what they were saying back then. I was
a fiend before I became a teen. I melted microphones instead of cones of ice cream. Music oriented.
Reno, I just want to say something real quick. If it's okay.
Go ahead, man. Everybody else is muted. Go ahead. Say your piece.
I just want to welcome my man Flyboy on there to the Unmasked Comic franchise. That's my man Flyboy D. He's been definitely helping me throughout a lot of things, and because of him, I think we're going to be able to have people see us in the future, man. So I just want to give that shout out to my man Flyboy D. That's all.
That's what's up. All right. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate the shout out there. Can't wait to get things going. The Unmasked Comics on the go, bro.
Comics on the go, bro.
All right, y'all. We good. Peace, everybody. Welcome to the show, FL Miller Boys.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, y'all. Let's get into this Aquaman joint. Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom. Release date, cast, trailer, everything we know so far. You got and then we're gonna talk about Superman Legacy, because this you know what I'm saying, it's the end and the beginning of a new era for DC. All right. Aquaman marks the last film in the DCEUU, right? So that's a dead universe, which is why all these movies have been falling pretty much on, deaf fucking audiences. But then we got Superman Legacy gonna kick off the new DCU. So it's a DCEU. A lot of people don't know this shit, y'all. I know I'm breaking this down. We know all this. I've found out a lot of people are not really savvy on this. They don't really understand that, you know what I mean? Like that Aquaman and all is part of a dead universe, man, and they're not gonna be nothing else. Yeah, so they don't get that
business.
Yeah, and
they might get recasted. We don't know. They might come back. They might not. We don't know. Go to your local comic book store. You're gonna see on the comic books Dawn of the DC. That is introducing you to the new cinematic universe that we're about to enter. Comics have done this for years. If you ever watch Mad Max, the last Mad Max movie, it is a sequel to the last Mad Max movie. But before the movie came out, they dropped a comic book that explained all the characters and everything. So when you watch Fury Road, you was like, yo, okay, I know who Joe is. I know who this guy is. I know who this is. So
I didn't know that.
They do this all the time. What?
I didn't know that they had a comic for that movie. No shit.
Yes,
okay.
They dropped the comic before Fury Road came. Because you got
I felt like Fury Road had a lot of missing lore. Yeah, I felt like that movie was missing a lot of fucking lore.
They
Damn
dropped
right.
because remember,
That
Fury
makes
Road was like
sense.
Fury Road was like 16 years in the making or something like that, man. It was a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
They drew up the storyboards and everything for the movie, but just never filmed the movie. And then when they started filming it, they dropped the comic. The comic explains everything.
Right.
It explains who Joe was, why he was so powerful, all his women. He was trying to have baby. It explains all of that. And then when we pick up on Fury Road, remember when Mad Max lost his interceptor in the first movie? Well, in the comic, they show how he got it back. That's why you
Mhm.
see Tom Hardy with the interceptor again. You like, yo, how you get the car back?
Mad Max is part of DC.
No, I don't know who
So why
published
are
that.
we
I
talking
think it's
about?
IDW. I think IDW did Mad Max. But I'm not sure.
So,
So
Stu, clarify why you went into that. Why were you talking about Mad Max right now?
All right, because when I was because we're talking about Dawn of DC, and Dawn of DC is going to be the comic book introduction to what we're going to see on screen. So if
Right.
you're not
So
reading
there's
these comics
comic.
and you
Right.
don't right, if you're not reading these comics and you get on, you're like, damn, there's something
All
missing,
right.
or you're gonna feel like it's something they're gonna explain to you in the comics, and they're gonna show you who's gonna be the stars, who's gonna be this, who's gonna be that, why this is this way. And like I
Oh,
said,
that's a good-
a perfect example of that was Mad Max Fury
Got you.
Road. They did a
Got you.
comic
Got
before
you.
Fury
All
Road
right.
came out, and it
All right.
explained a lot. And like Reno, you just proved my point. You was like, yo, like I always
Yeah.
thought there was some stuff missing. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. All right. That's what's up. So, and you know, Aquaman, the first one is the only DC film to gross more than $1 billion worldwide, and it's definitely the top selling joint. And it's for a lot of reasons. I mean, obviously,
Because of Black Panther, that's the reason.
Atlanteans riding sharks and seahorses and spooky creatures in the deep and crab people. And there's a fun factor that Shazam also touched on. But in Aquaman, face melting special effects ornament almost every shot. And, you know, an introduction to Arthur Curry. Jason Momoa establishes the 80s action camp viewers can expect from the rest of the picture. And then as the complete homage to the action movies in the 1980s, Aquaman has the hunky lead actor, the one-liners, the action, and the punctuation. And the movie takes place shortly after the Justice League and sees Arthur sort of struggling to accept his responsibilities as both, you know, Atlantis and terrestrial people of Earth.
Who he was.
And he
Momoa looking dude.
Yeah, and well, I mean, listen, it was a stylistic choice. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people did like it. I feel like it went with the darker tone that Snyder was going for with that whole, you know, with everything that they were doing. So I dug it. I wouldn't have wanted to see blonde-haired surfer boy Aquaman. So, you know, it was
I do, because that's the original script.
No, I get that, but you know, there is a precedent for making your own universe and making things a little different, because what they were trying to do was create this DCEU, this extended universe that was more darker than the MCU, and they were trying to go, you know, so that they weren't competing, but they were competing. So they were trying this thing, and it didn't really work out. So you're not wrong. I mean, it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't the best choice.
In the comics, the blonde-haired Arthur Curry person, there were dark comics with that. When they had DC Rebirth, like it was dark with him.
Yeah. Well, there's darker Aquaman, that's for sure. But you know, the story is similar to the DC's new 52 animated feature Justice League Throne of Atlantis from 2015. But Aquaman updates it with its own style, and you know, and DC has not rushed the creative team on a sequel, opting for quality over quantity after, you know, a hurried effort to assemble their roster of heroes and on screen, resulting in a middling, you know, a real mid fucking, you know, chunk of movies. And last year, the director started teasing his vision for this upcoming Aquaman sequel, the Lost Kingdom, and right now, it's currently scheduled for release this month, December 22nd, 2023. And the movie was previously set for a release 2 days earlier on December 20th, but they bumped it 2 days. I'm not sure what that's about. But the film is now opening opposite the biopic The Iron Claw, which is an animated feature. Sorry, the animated feature, Migration, and then I don't know, a couple of other, so who cares movies. And then, but it's definitely not the first delay, that the film has faced. Obviously, there's been, it was originally December 16th, 2022, and that got postponed to March 17th, 2023. Then it's been pushed back to December 25th, and now it's moved forward a couple of days. But so we're getting it this month. That we do know. We don't know when Aquaman will be. Well, we won't know when Aquaman will be, on streaming, right, for some time. But we do know that the film will eventually be made available to stream on Warner Brothers, streaming services, Max, alongside with, their other recent DC films. And they just dropped a bunch of films, we'll talk about in a second. The trailer's out. What do y'all think about the trailer? I think it looks fucking phenomenal. Black Manta looks great.
It does, but I think that Black Manta is one of them characters. Like, he is just going to make Aquaman what he is. I think Black Manta is one of the darkest characters in the DC universe, but people don't really want to go into the depth of the dark shit with Black Manta. First of all, he's this young kid, you know what I mean? He's this young black kid, and he's trying to find himself with whatever fucked up shit he ran through. So he's getting on different ships and everything else like that, and they're doing him dirty to the part he gets on another boat, man, and like they either try to or rape this dude. Like, that's how dark Black Manta is.
Mm-hmm.
For him to be like that person that's like, I'm trying to claim king of the sea,
right?
To me, that is just like the ultimate layer of establishing a villain. You know what I mean? But I just want DC just to adopt Black Manta's darkness a little bit more. I know we see it. I know we have Homeboy that played Black Manta and everything else like that, but I don't think they're gonna get into it the way it should be gotten into. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't really look for that. Don't get invested in this movie. It's dead. The universe is dead. They're not going anywhere with any of these characters. So just take it for what it is. Watch the movie. Be like, okay, it's cool. It looks cool, but don't expect like where this is gonna go and who these characters. That's it.
I hear you, man. Black is one of my favorite people in the DC universe as far as man.
Oh, okay. So you're an Aquaman fan. You're a fan of Black Manta and Aquaman from the comics.
I'm not a fan of Aquaman. I'm a fan of Black Manta.
Okay.
As far as DC Universe is concerned, the person I'm a fan of is Batman. I do collect Superman comics only because Superman, he can go in so many other different dimensions. But I do notice that Batman comics have a tendency to have better writers than Superman comics. But when you talk about the artwork, when it comes to a Superman comic, it is off the fucking chain. But when it comes to villains, Black Manta is one of my favorite villains in the DC universe, just like Darkseid. And the reason why is because when you go into their true nature, damn near any DC villain, that shit is really fucking dark, man. It is evil.
Yeah,
and it's way above. It's way above any Marvel character, man, because they don't care about the appeasing the children, or they don't care about appeasing the family aspect. DC was always written to be really dark, and it stays really dark. And this is coming from a person that, like everybody else, that has always loved Marvel. But I will not take anything away from DC, not when it comes to the way that they write their characters. The whole Arkham Asylum thing is off the chain. You got Riddler, you got Penguin, you got Joker, you got Two-Face. Like, they're really fucked up.
Yeah, Batman's Rogues Gallery are the quintessential villains for a reason.
Black Manta is fucked up. He was fucked up. They're all fucked up. They got these villains are the standard. I really do.
We've dove into it on this channel before. We talked about how dark DC is and about the different villains.
I love it.
Batman's Rogue Gallery versus Superman Rogues Gallery, Wonder Woman's Rogue Gallery. Aquaman has a dark rogues gallery. I mean, we were talking one week we were talking about Plastic Man and how powerful Plastic
Yeah.
Man is, and his whole story about how
And
he was originally a villain, and Plastic Man is, believe it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, is one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe, power wise,
yeah,
because
Yeah.
you
he's
talk about
pretty
the.
much indestructible.
I
Yeah,
thought
he's
you
pretty
said.
much indestructible. Yeah,
So
he's
who is
almost
Mira
indestructible.
in the Aquaman movie? Who is the character Mira? Is that Amber Heard?
I don't know who
Anybody know?
Mira is
Anybody
now.
know? You don't know who Mira is? So Amber
The
Heard is
actress?
okay. No, I just looked it up. Okay, yeah, Amber Heard is returning as Mira, right? The character, the water bending Atlantean characters.
Last
Despite
one,
the
Jedi.
courtroom tabloid bullshit and all that, she reprised her role during the additional photography for the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and is again assuming the role for Aquaman in Lost Kingdom. A lot of people are miffed about that, and a lot of people aren't going to see this movie because of that. They're real fucking whatever. But anyway, she posted a photo of her doing, her suspended push-ups and a video snippet of her twirling a staff in preparation for the movie. And she reportedly has a smaller role in the sequel here, but a fact that caused a lot of backlash from certain corners of the internet and the actress, herself. But James Wan, the director, has stated in an interview with Empire Magazine that moving on from Mira was always part of the plan. Has nothing to do with the bullshit in with Johnny Depp and all of that. But he said, quote, it's fair that she said that about Mira being pared down because she wasn't in my head as I was working on the movie. Actors don't necessarily know what we directors behind the scenes are thinking about, but this was always my plan. From the start, I pitched that the first film would be a romancing the stone type thing, an action adventure romantic comedy, and the second would be an outright buddy comedy. I wanted Tango and Cash. So that's what we're getting in this.
Fast and Tango.
When the fuck are they gonna bring in the Legion of Doom?
That would be dope. But
That would be
nothing is
great.
again, nothing is happening with this universe.
Yeah,
No Doom,
Yeah.
nothing is now Legion of Doom
Unless
coming
it's
in the
for
James Gunn universe is very possible, and I think will definitely happen. That's a
I
prediction
don't.
that I'm saying that's not been announced. I think phase 2 of Gunn shit is gonna have Legion of Doom. That's my opinion.
I
we
don't
need
like.
That's
Sada
what
here to
Gunn
stamp
needed to
that.
do.
I'm
We need
I'm
Sada to
surprised
stamp that.
DC isn't
James Gunn is
more.
like the Disney for the DCU. That's how I look at it.
Nah, bro. Look at what James Gunn's done. Peacemaker, Brightburn, um, gruesome shit, Suicide Squad, bro.
Oh,
He's
he did
fucking
Suicide Squad.
violent.
Excuse me.
Yeah, bro.
I stand
Suicide
corrected.
Squad. He did Peacemaker. He did
I stand corrected.
Brightburn, the
My
evil
bad.
Superman movie.
My bad.
Um, Guardians of the Galaxy, my favorite MCU films. So I'm excited, bro. I think he's got a great fucking way of making
I love
movies.
Suicide Squad.
You know what he does is he's very comic accurate, but and I love that. And he makes his movies like comic books in a way where he's not scared to be fucking violent and funny, but also serious and also, and he doesn't push agendas and bullshit, and I dig that shit. So I am optimistic about DC going forward. I think they're gonna take MCU's spot. That's what I think. I think MCU is failing, and I think they're gonna continue
They'd
to
be a
fail
fool
because
if they
the
didn't.
fucking powers that be are continuing to pump out bullshit. Uh I digress, but hey, is what it
Listen,
is.
they'd be a fool if they did. I mean, let's keep it real. DC it's been a long time coming. They just need to hire the right directors, which they have,
Yeah,
producers and things like that. Or they can make a universe and make it work and put out good content that people will watch. It's just they gotta be dedicated to it. Warner Brothers in the past few years has shown that they just want to make money instead of just
yeah,
being dedicated to the craft and then seeing what it do. Like it's just always been about the cash with them. How much can we make? Oh, it made this much, so it's good. We'll keep going. It didn't make this much, so we're gonna drop it.
right.
Batgirl, we never got to see, but people that have seen it said it was good. They said it wasn't great,
Oh
but it was
yeah,
actually good. They said it was better than what the people that screened it said it was. And
oh yeah.
it's just time, man. And it's really time for a change into the guard. Marvel can, if I was them, I would take a back seat for a little bit, chill out, come up with some new stuff and some new ideas, and then I would reemerge, born again. Sometimes we can have Marvel fatigue. Let's just instead of superhero fatigue, it's just Marvel fatigue. Let the
Oh
DC
yeah.
universe get out there and pop it out for a little bit.
I mean, even fucking the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, says that the movies have been too focused on messages and agendas.
Yeah,
This is the CEO of fucking Disney and saying that
he's right.
he sees it. He sees it and he's admitting it, and I fucking dig that because everyone wants to act like that's not happening. You're anti woke. You're racist. You're sexist. What? Um he said, quote, the creators lost sight of what their number one objective needed to be. We have to entertain first. It's not about messages. And that's a fucking perfect quote. He's not wrong.
We don't have to entertain. It's about mess. Yeah, yeah. That is a good quote.
He said we have entertained with values and with having a positive impact on the world in many different ways. Black Panther is a great example of that. I like being able to entertain. If you can infuse it with positive messages that have a good impact on the world, fantastic. But that should not be the objective. When I came back, what I really have to try to do is return to our roots. Well, Bob, you haven't been successful yet, but keep at it because you've got the fucking right idea. He said, I've worked hard since I've been back to
boy.
the creative community who are partners and who are employees. And that's the objective, he said. And I really don't want to tolerate the opposite. So we hope that, you know, he will bring the end of the MCU, but you know, it remains to be seen. But Aquaman 2. Now, what'd you say?
I'm saying, are they still making a female Silver Surfer?
Oh yeah, that's going forward.
All he's doing is blowing smoke up people's ass to calm shit down.
Hey,
so all he's doing is trying to still hold on to the people that's willing to go see the movies.
Reno, you said we're supposed to be doing DC.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I got you. But no, that's right.
It's gonna rule the next 5 to 10 years.
Nah, but I say that to say,
Shut up, you over there laughing.
The Patrick Wilson's who's coming back? Aquaman 2, obviously. You know, the Yahya Abdul Mateen II is returning as Aquaman's human nemesis, Black Manta. He shared posts pertaining to, you know, his training and shit for the return, and his excitement for the sequel is definitely clear. And you know, in an interview with THR, he's quoted as saying, he said, quote, in Aquaman, we just got a small introduction to Black Manta and some of his motivations. In this one, I get to exercise and breathe a little bit more. He said, I'm showing some different colors with this one, and it gives the actors a lot of good storytelling moments. End quote.
What I like about Black Manta is the character is in his original form. If I'm not mistaken, the original form of Black Manta, the character is actually black, you know? And
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I guess in a sense I like that about it. They're not changing anything. They're not trying to appease people by doing some LGBTQ, so we got to do that. Oh, we got to make somebody black and take away from all the characters that are really white. We got to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
this is actual essence.
Mm-hmm. I'm not like a super. I don't know. I don't know if he was originally a black character, if he's black in the comics or what. But
Black Manta.
Yeah.
He
was always African American.
Okay. So yeah, dope. And then Patrick Wilson's Orm is returning too. Wilson posted a sweet silhouette snap back in April. Aquaman is not the only one with the new look, as James Wan offered a first look at Orm, looking like a buff castaway more than an ocean master, all toned and tan and surprisingly on land. And other returning cast members, Willem Dafoe as Nuidus, and Tamara Morrison as Tom Curry, Nicole Kidman as Atlanta, Dolph Lundgren as King Nereus, and Randall Park as Dr. Stephen Shin. And the new cast members include Vincent Regan as from 300 as Atlan, Jenny Zhao as Stingray, India Moore as Pose, and Karshan and Pilu Asbæk from
Um,
Game of Thrones in an undisclosed role.
Yo, Dolph Lundgren, come on.
Yeah,
if he
Yo.
dies, he dies.
yeah.
If there's room for me later on to say something, like I came, I guess it's some kind of, I don't say revelation, but some understanding of characters in the DC universe that I developed in, and I was actually going to do it on my own show, but I haven't done it yet. But I have no qualms of doing it on here, and I'm really
What?
like, what are you talking about?
Doing what?
So it's like, when we get to the like understanding characters and the why of certain shit, right? So you have Lex Luthor, right? Lex Luthor being one of the best criminal minds ever. Lex Luthor's colors are purple and green. Do you know what I mean? And so when I look at Lex Luthor, you have his purple, and purple is actually a combination of blue and red, Superman's colors, right? And then you have the green, which represents kryptonite. So from anything from his conception, he was meant to be the nemesis or enemy of Superman.
Okay.
Just by his uniform, just by his suit alone.
Right.
And like, of course, we don't know if that's like some shit that was like on purpose, but when I look at it, I'm like, damn. I'm like, it's purple and green. I'm like, red and blue make purple.
I mean, he has yellow in his suit too, but yeah, I get your point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, wow. And I don't know, I just thought about that one day, and to me, it's like it was just some like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, some villains are definitely made for their bad guys or for their heroes, like Joker and Batman are definitely a duo. And Norman Rad, I just wanted to say, he said in comics, Black Manta kills Aquaman's baby in revenge for his father. Aquaman later takes Black Manta's head off.
His name is Rad. That's rough. I feel that.
And so the plot in this one, we got the plot too. We know what it's going to be about. At the DC Fandom panel in August 2020, Juan stated that the second one is a little bit more serious, a little bit more relevant to the world we're living in today, which I'm worried about that statement. And that's where it wants to go. The reason I'm worried about that statement is when you hear it's relevant to the world we're living in today, it usually means woke SJW messages, agendas, and bullshit. But hints of a revised tone definitely sent waves of trepidation through the hearts of fans who adore the movie for its cheesy fun. But Juan's refusal to move forward until the script and story were right, I think should instill, confidence that it's going to be good. And in August 2021 interview a year later, he opened up slightly more on the decision to tread a darker path for the sequel. And again, remember, this is all part of the DCEU, which is a dark tone. DCU, which we'll talk about in a moment, starts with Superman Legacy and is going to be a much brighter tone. But he said, quote, well, the first movie took a lot of people by surprise, right? And that's partially because they were not familiar with the comic book, which deals in this very lurid, strange world. People were taken aback that I didn't throw all that stuff away and make a dark, heavy film. But I didn't feel that would have been right for it. So with the second film, I will feel easier for people to accept where we go because I've already laid the foundation. End quote. And, I dig it. I mean, I think that makes sense. Again, this was all part of that dark DCEU. So him going in a dark direction made sense at the time. Again, it does not apply to DC moving forward. And I know a lot of people really just have no idea about this. I thought it was common knowledge because get Guns on Twitter all the time and they're always doing advertising. But I didn't really realize that it's almost like we know about it because we're deep into comics and shit. But the director also offered insights into his inspirations for the film, noting the 1965 Italian horror Planet of the Vampires. It's a campy, scary movie.
Which
with
was
a
a good
spaceship.
movie, I might add.
You know, it had you know, it was campy. It was sci-fi. It had the spaceship crew battling, you know, one another on a foreign planet as their minds and bodies are sort of taken over by disembodied beings. Fresh off the development and release of *Malignant*.
Hey yo, y'all know right now DC got the DC versus Godzilla and DC versus Godzilla thing going on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like the second
Yeah.
issue right now.
Yeah, it's dope. We'll talk about that. But yeah, he also did post hints though, Juan, specifically pertaining to the Atlantis Lost Kingdom of Atlantis as Necris. And I don't know, I think Necris in the comics, Necris is a vanishing city that's sort of foiled against Atlantis, and it disappears and reappears in different spots, you know, with its technological whatever. And Juan hinted about the challenges of making the sequel, especially since the film is the final installment in this iteration of the DCEU. He said, I've had to make adjustments all along the way. The DCU has been through lots of different versions, and one of the things that was challenging about this film was keeping track of what's going on. Fortunately, the Aquaman universe is pretty far removed from the rest of the world. We're going to many different underwater kingdoms that are not necessarily related to what's happening with the other movies and characters. So we're standalone in that respect. So I can just tell my story on its own without being affected too much, but at the same time, I have to be mindful of what's been happening. So yeah, I mean, he's confirming right there that it's its own thing, but it's definitely the end of that whole universe. This is the last.
It makes sense, right? He's got to separate himself from Jack Snyder's universe. So yeah,
I mean, this is the last movie in that universe. Jason Momoa, who plays Aquaman, is now going to play a different character in the new DC. He's going to be playing Lobo. So, and Lobo might be in
Deadpool and motherfucking DC.
Yeah, bro. I'm very excited about that. He's definitely one of my favorite DC
That's
characters.
hard man to kill.
Yeah. So
that's kind of crazy because I actually like him as Aquaman. I mean, I know he's not the traditional one, but like, I mean, I was a big fan of the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, but again, like all those characters that we've seen so far in DC films, all those actors that are playing those characters are now being either recast as new characters or the characters are being recast with new actors.
Because they ain't gonna play Superman no more, right? Henry Cavill.
Oh no, he's out. He's been out. That's what I'm saying. It's surprising me how many people that don't know. Yeah. No, actually, he's back to The Witcher now. So he is back to The Witcher.
Oh, he's back to The Witcher now.
Yeah.
He's back. Yeah, he said it got weird. He said it got weird, so he had to quit. And then now he's supposed to be doing what is it? Warhammer.
Sir?
Yeah. 40,000.
But James Gunn was quoted as saying on his Twitter feed, he did say that Henry Cavill's not done. He's just not what he needs for what he's trying to do right now. He said there could be.
He's not Superman.
There could be. Right. He's not going to be Superman right now. They got somebody else to play Superman. But he said that there could be Henry Cavill could return in some capacity as Superman later on, just not right now. But he said just not right now.
I don't know about you guys, but you guys like the HBO version of Superman? With Superman and Lois?
What about that?
Superman and Lois?
I kind of like that Superman. I mean, he's no Henry Cavill, but
yeah, I think everybody did. He looked like a classic Superman from the 60s.
Again, I think Henry Cavill will play a really good Ultraman.
Yeah.
That's who he really is.
Ultraman?
Wait, who's Ultraman? Who's Ultraman?
Ultraman is another Superman, another.
Ultraman.
That's
yeah.
Superman from Earth. Was it Earth 3?
Y'all! I thought y'all talking about the anime, the anime Ultraman.
No, I think it is.
No.
I think it is.
But he talking about the boss of bosses.
Oh, is he talking about the mafia one?
Yeah, that's Ultraman. He calls himself the boss of bosses. Like, you know
The
how Superman
ultimate
calls
curve
himself
is
the Man of Steel?
Ultraman looks like
Ultraman
Guys,
calls
one at a
himself
time, one
the
at a
boss
time,
of
one at a
bosses.
time, one at a time, guys. Come on, one at a time. If somebody's talking, don't start talking, please. It just sounds like crap. Nobody can hear you. But go ahead, Stu. Finish.
Like, you know how Superman calls himself uh Superman, the Man of Steel. Well, Ultraman calls himself Ultraman, the boss of bosses.
Right.
Um, he's he can do everything Superman can do, but he's just ruthless. He's just more ruthless. He's a ruthless version
He's
of
straight up evil.
Superman. From Earth 3. Earth 3 is backwards compared to Earth 1. So all the villains are heroes, and all the heroes are villains on Earth
Right.
Mm,
3.
And they're known as a crime
But
syndicate.
then there's the Crime Syndicate of America, or Earth 3. But
right.
um, Ultraman has superhuman strength. He has endurance, speed, super hearing, agility,
Yeah, he's like
He's
Superman.
a Superman.
Yeah.
all that. He's just like Superman.
He's an
X-ray
evil.
Mhm.
vision, telescopic vision. He has microscopic vision.
Yeah.
He has infrared vision. He has superhuman breath, accelerated healing, and vulnerability. He can fly. But there's one difference. I think gold kryptonite is his weakness instead of green kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, but Stu, tell them like with Crime Syndicate, they have like the alternate versions of a lot of the Justice League, and
Oh,
they
I
all
know the whole Crime Syndicate story. I seen the movie and shit.
they
It's
all
dope.
have
Yeah, I love that whole shit. Yeah, I love that.
it's
That's
just dope. You're right, it's dope, and they all have like a background story, which is what I even love so much. Crime
yeah.
Syndicate was like a maybe a 6-7 issue series or something like that, and it really this version came out in 2021, I think it
Right.
was.
Right. Well, I mean, it's gonna be the new DC is gonna be it's gonna have a lot of characters and there will be things like that. I think doing shit like that, Ultraman, maybe things like multiverse stuff that James Gunn may fuck with it. He may dabble in that. And so Superman Legacy, this guy right here is the new Superman, David Corenswet, and yeah.
Marvel done put him in the Superman suit already.
No, they got him suited and booted already. But he's
Yeah.
yeah. But speaking of his suit already, we James Gunn has revealed when we will get a first look eventually of that new suit, but he's definitely keeping it under wraps. But pre-production is well underway on Superman Legacy, and Gunn is beginning to round out the cast ahead of the official production that starts next month. And the film's latest casting sees the engineer joining the mix. All the characters that are in this new movie are straight out of the fucking comics. The actors look just like the characters. What a fucking concept, right? But hey, that's why I think DC is going to take the spot right now. You've got as principal photography inches near, fans are left asking a lot of
They
questions.
definitely have the opportunity to take it over, but since Marvel's fucking up right now, yes, they do.
Yeah, yeah, and as principal photography, gets closer, fans are really, asking like, what's the new Superman suit gonna look like? We need to see it. And according to Gunn, we gotta wait. At the very minimum, a few months before they even get so much as a sneak peek of the suit. But in a response to a fan on Twitter, because like I said, Gunn gets on there or Instagram. In fact, I think this one's Instagram. He will engage with fans all the time. You ask questions and he'll fucking answer them. But they said, when will we get a? Yeah, he said, when will we get? He said, when will we get the Superman suit reveal? And Gunn said, definitely not until after we're filming. So
I like that answer.
yeah, he didn't say. Interestingly enough, he did not say.
Wait a minute.
He didn't say finished filming. He said after we. Definitely until not after we are filming, but he didn't say until after we're done filming, which something or something of that nature. But
So,
potentially,
what do you think they're gonna do with Zod, brother?
Zod's not in this one.
This Superman movie is based off of the Superman for all seasons.
Yeah, it's
which
gonna
is a
tell the
very
story.
complex. It's a very
Zod is a
complex
dope ass
story
villain for Superman.
about
Yeah,
Zod,
but
Darkseid, Brainiac,
yeah. Well, he's not going to be the villain in this one. It's going to be the
No.
authorities, the engineer from the authority is going to be the villain. Lex Luthor will be in it. I don't know if Zod will be mentioned or talked about or be in it or what, or eventually in a future, in a Superman movie, down the line. But this one actually tells the story of Superman's journey to basically reconcile his Kryptonian heritage with his upbringing, as Clark Kent of Smallville, Kansas. He's dealing with the fact that all this time he thought he was, down home American good old boy, and now he's actually a fucking alien. And so, and he is the embodiment of truth, justice, in the American way. This is not your dark Man of Steel, Henry Cavill that I loved. Darker Superman. This is definitely that. Yeah, this is definitely the the bright and shiny. This is him. You see, this actual comic, this actual animated, or this drawing right here is from the comic that they're basing it off of. So but yeah, Brainiac is not going to be the main villain, but he may be like an overarching villain that, there you go, take a few movies to realize it. Brainiac,
Not only that,
he'll be the big bad.
Supermans in other universes. Excuse me, I'm sorry, let me cut you off. There's Supermans in other universes. You have President Superman, and then you have I think his name is Kal-Zod or something like that, and they're both like
Val-Zod, yeah. Well, I mean,
say again, is what?
Val-Zod.
Yeah. Remember, Kryptonians have three letter
3 and 3
last names. Yeah, 3 and 2. So it'd be Kal-El,
Kal-El,
and you got Zod, and then you got Ursa All. So that their last names have 2 letters. So all Kryptonians' last names just have 2 letters.
But what's Val-Zod? That's 3 letters, isn't it? Zod.
That's where he's from, but he's not from. He's from a different universe. He's not from.
Okay.
Val-Zod is not from, Earth 1. He's not from that universe.
Neither is President Superman.
Right.
No, he's not either. Yeah, he's not either.
Well, along with David. No, what'd you say? Originally what?
Yeah, originally Krypton names are usually three first letters and 2 last name letters. Right.
Well, along with the with the casting of Superman, David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan will be Lois Lane. Nathan Fillion is going to be Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. So this is Superman movie, guys. This is the first. This is why I fucking love James Gunn. This is why I love what the direction they're going in. Because when you read a comic, or when you read the comics, a Superman comic, you hear about all the other heroes. I mean, they're all fucking part of it. Green Lantern pops in and all this shit. But when you watch a Superman movie, it's like those other characters don't fucking exist. It's just Superman and his villains, but we never hear about anything else. In this movie, we're getting Green Lantern, we're getting Hawkgirl, we're getting Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, the Engineer, what's his name? Lex Luthor. It's a bunch of characters, but characters that aren't even related to Superman. Other characters like Guy Gardner and stuff like that that are already cast. Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, Edi Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. He played what was his name? Darwin on X-Men First Class, which was a real fucking letdown. One of the dopest characters in the X-Men just got shitted on. Yeah.
He's supposed to be Mr. Terrific now, right?
Yeah, he'd be Mr. Terrific. Then we got Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho. And then Maria Gabriela as the Engineer is going to be the main villain of this film.
Why do you have to just die like that? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I adapt.
Well, this, and I always say that Superman Legacy is the beginning of this new universe. It's really not. It's the second project in the new Gunn universe. The actual universe kicks off with Creature Commandos, which is an animated film. But it doesn't have a release date yet. And we know Superman Legacy enters theaters July 11th, 2025. So not that far away. But we don't know Creature Commandos, the date, but it's going to be before that. And it's going to be an animated film. The thing is that with this universe, James Gunn has said that the animated films, the video games, the comic books, and the films, live action, and the TV shows that they're going to make are all going to be part of the same universe. Whereas the actors that voice the animated characters are the same actors playing them in live action and vice versa. So, and with video games as well. So they're really making everything in DC. He's going all in, bro. And I love that he's so, he sticks to the source material, or at least he pulls from it, and he's not scared to bring in a bunch of fucking characters that no one's heard of, man, and that's the dope shit. Because we're sick of fucking Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and Green Lantern. Like, all right, let's get some. There's other characters. There's a whole lot of other characters, guys. And Gunn is fucking.
People don't know that with DC is like they do with Marvel. There's a whole other universe with DC too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What
I
about
don't know, man. Superman's the OG though, 1978, and guess who wrote Superman, the original one? The writer and creator of The Godfather, Mario Puzo. So that's why I say Superman's the OG. Mario Puzo, Godfather, right there.
Yep.
We'll take it. We'll definitely take it.
What about
I still take Batman all day.
Nicholas Hoult. Yeah. Well, I mean, Batman '89 is the first blockbuster film. That's the first movie that
shit, I got the
started
comic.
this summer.
What about the
comic
Blue
too,
Beetle? Will the Blue Beetle show up?
Well, the Blue Beetle, yeah. So the Blue Beetle is interesting. It's a good question, because the Blue Beetle is part of the old DC universe. At the same time, he came in at the end. He's not really related with the Justice League or anything, and he's far enough removed from that universe that fans won't be too confused to see him in the new universe. Now, if they see, Momoa as Aquaman, or Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, or Henry Cavill as Superman pop in, they're going to be real confused, not going to know what's going on. But with Blue Beetle, they plan to use Blue Beetle in this new universe somewhere at some point. Nothing is announced
Blue Beetle
yet.
was the first movie.
I gotta go.
Blue Beetle was the first movie. Blue Beetle was the first movie in the new universe.
All right, bro.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yo, stay up, man.
I will.
All right, one.
Good evening.
Yeah, Blue Beetle.
What can I do for you?
¿Qué no?
Yeah, Blue Beetle was the first movie in the new universe, and it was an introduction to the character for the fans or the casual fan that goes to the movies. That's just what it was. That's why it was a very casual movie. It was a good movie. It was very casual.
Well, it wasn't. It's not part of Gunn's DC. It's not part of the DCU. It's not part of.
No, it's not part of DCU. It's just the first movie to kick off what they're trying to do. From what I read, it's not part of like what they're about to do, the whole saga that they're about to do, but it is the kickoff. That the comic with Amanda Waller that they released, that's another one of the first kickoffs. The comic's called Waller.
Well, I don't want to confuse people. I don't want to confuse people and say shit that's crazy.
Yeah.
Creature Commando is the first beginning of James Gunn's DCU. Right. The new DCU it kicks off with Creature Commandos.
Right. Now remember, all of this stuff got pushed back because of the strike. So everything's not the way it should be, but we're still getting it.
Well, no, Gunn's shit's gonna come out exactly as he intended it. It's gonna come out in the order he intended it. It's not fucked up by the strikes or anything. It's not gonna get. See, MCU had problems with that. The DCEU had problems with that, where the movies came out in the wrong order that they weren't intended to come out in because of like COVID and shit like that. That's not happening with this one because of the fact that it hasn't started yet. And when they start it, it'll start with Creature Commandos, go to Superman Legacy. And from there, there's a list of films that he's got. It's called Of Gods and Monsters, and it's a whole contained story, cohesive universe called Of Gods and Monsters. It's chapter 1. It starts with Creature Commandos, and it's got a itemized list, or a numbered list of projects that come, in what order they come, whether they're animated, video games, shows, movies, whatever. But Superman Legacy will be the first live action film in Of Gods and Monsters, James Gunn's DCU. To answer your question about Blue Beetle, he's not a part of any of the movies that are in that first Of Gods and Monsters list so far. Whether they shoehorn him in one of these movies or not, we don't know. They haven't announced, or whether he's going to be part of the next chapter. They haven't officially announced. But what we do know is that Superman Legacy will be the first live action movie in that, that Of Gods and Monsters chapter. And they've already cast a bunch of the characters. Like I said, they look a lot like their comic counterparts, which should be a fucking no-brainer. That should be we should expect that, but with the way shit's been, and even with the way DC did it at first, their characters didn't look like necessarily who they were. But to what Molecular was saying, yeah, Aquaman will have blonde hair, and everybody's gonna look how they look in the comics. Nicholas Hoult, the guy that played Beast in the younger Avenger, the younger X-Men movies, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the dark haired guy with the yeah.
Yeah,
He's pretty decent.
He's playing Lex Luthor. No, not Fraser. The guy that played the young version of Beast in the younger X-Men movies, where
the one that played I know exactly who you're talking about. He played
Damn, I wonder.
Oh, what the hell is he playing? It's on the tip of my tongue. He played in was it was one of those
I got you.
Those girly movies. Oh man.
I got you right here, broski. Bink.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's him as Lex. Well, that's him. He's gonna be Lex, rather. He's not. So in the first in the movie, when he's Lex Luthor, in the first when we first see him, he'll be a young Lex Luthor. Think more of how Lex Luthor was in Smallville, where he was like Clark's friend. Really, he was like not even a bad guy yet. Didn't think of himself as one, and wasn't really yet. Hadn't really. But that's how it'll kind of be. He'll just be a really rich businessman, a really well-known figure in the world. But he won't be a villain yet. He won't have done anything bad yet. He will recognize Superman, see Superman, come to know of Superman in this movie. But like I said, the engineer's the villain in it. He won't be the villain, and he won't be playing a villainous guy at first. And when he does become villainous, I don't think they're gonna make him a straight just evil to the bone Lex. He's gonna be more of a Thanos in a way, like I can kind of understand where he's coming from, kind of thing, bad guy. So, and I think this guy's the perfect guy to play him for that type of Lex Luthor. Obviously the old school, older, villainous Lex Luthor, nah, maybe not so much, but for what Gunn's doing with this one, and they wanted to go through the Lex Luthor casting process after the SAG-AFTRA strike. And Warner's already is in business with this guy, Nicholas Hoult, on Clint Eastwood's Juror #2 film. So he's already signed with Warner Brothers. So he's already in there. And he started in the 2015 Warner Brothers blockbuster Mad Max Fury Road, which Stu was talking about earlier. So he was a main character.
That's what he played, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he played in. And he played in Warm Bodies as well. That was the other movie.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that zombie jump off, right?
Yeah.
He was
which I thought was a cool spin on that genre too. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he also played in Renfield recently. I don't know if any of you saw Renfield. He was the Igor type dude for Dracula.
Damn, I need to see Renfield too.
Yeah, Renfield was good. Renfield was real good, bro.
Yeah,
you get a chance, watch it. It was good. It's real entertaining.
Yeah, but Gunn, I mean, like I said, he's done Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, fucking Brightburn. He did a bunch of shit. Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he's in Deadpool too.
Yep, and no, I'm talking about Gunn, but yeah, this movie comes out July 11th so far. That's the date, July 11th, of next year, obviously. And the project was announced earlier this year when Gunn and Safran laid out their plan for the first phase of this revamped slate. And Superman Legacy was the first live action project in it. So, and the reason I'm sort of amped about this is because there's all these other characters in it off rip. Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, what? All these characters that you're not used to seeing in Superman movies. This is not going to be your typical Superman movie. This is going to be more like a fucking Superman comic book, James Gunn style. I'm fucking excited. Like, I think it's going to be phenomenal. but I could be wrong. We never know. Anything can happen. But yeah, James Gunn, debunked a few. He said on Twitter, someone said, "Please tell us the terrorist threat in the Middle East storyline rumor isn't true." And Gunn said it isn't true. um, but yeah, they because at the time Gunn didn't approve any new updates on Superman Legacy in terms of what they were actually doing story wise. But the rumors being quite a common thing in the superhero and comic book movie genre, as it comes as no surprise, Superman Legacy is one of those films that's going to have inaccurate reports and bullshit. But even before Corenswet was cast as Superman, Gunn had to clarify throughout the casting process that several rumored candidates weren't being considered for the role at all, and different shit like that. And a similar scenario with the cast with the case of the Middle East rumors, right, which had been bubbling for some time before Gunn disavowed them. The original Superman Legacy rumors started in the summer when it was claimed that the movie storyline would center on a conflict in the Middle East. And while Clark would, want to stop it his way, there would be other heroes who would disagree with him, setting up the potential for conflict within the hero community. And a follow-up rumor came out in November that, Superman Legacy would have Clark's big reveal to the world happen in the Middle East after terrorists began using Kryptonian technology. And, supposedly Brainiac would be the villain behind the entire conflict. Although, it's worth noting that Gunn never confirmed or denied whether Brainiac would be in the movie at all. He wasn't brought up in the original question on his Instagram post, meaning that, it still could be a possibility down the line, but time will tell, who will actually be the main antagonist, overarching. But we know that the engineer is going to be the bad guy in this movie. So those rumors, are not true. It's not going to be another Middle Eastern conflict movie like we saw in Iron Man back in 2008. So yeah, not doing that again.
So I see they're gonna put Hot Girl. Are they gonna have? How are they gonna have Hot Girl without Hot Guy?
You can,
Yeah,
but
yeah, you can.
you can, but we'd rather see them both together. But you can't have
Yeah,
one without the other.
I figured they'd bring them in together. I mean, if they're gonna bring one in, or I wonder if they're gonna mention the other, or
I
hint
don't.
at him.
I don't know. I just know that Hawk Girl is cast. I don't know what other characters are going to be in this movie. We don't know that for sure. There could be there. We assume there will be more. So he may be coming. We don't know. But as far as characters that have been cast, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, and Hawk Girl, and Metamorpho, and Superman, and so. But according to the latest, internet bullshit, Marvel may be forced to keep Jonathan Majors on as Kang against its will, which might be bad for the MCU, but good for James Gunn's DCU. It's just a rumor, so don't take it, as fact just yet. But it's being claimed that Jonathan Majors has a clause in his contract that he and only he can play any and all of the variants of Kang. Hence the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania post-credit scene. If this is true, it would explain why Marvel is dragging its feet, cutting ties with him, towards replacing, Kang with a new villain like Doctor Doom, which would be great instead of simply just recasting him. But clearly something's got to give, right? Avengers Kang Dynasty is currently being reworked amid the director, writer, and writer exits. But if Marvel is really stuck with Kang for the foreseeable future, then that means that the DCU's new restart in 2025 with Superman Legacy has the opportunity to swipe a huge win from the MCU, really sort of take its spot. I think it will, namely thanks to Nicholas Holt's casting as Lex Luthor. But it could be, easily, it could easily deliver the best villain of the current era of superhero movies. This could be the one of the best DC films of all time. The way I can for comic book fans, I don't know but I think when you make a comic book movie, you should make it with comic book fans in mind. When you make a war film, you should make it with combat veterans in mind. You should make an airplane film about with pilots in mind. When you make a race car movie, you should make it with drivers in mind, right?
Mm.
I mean, because those are the ones that are gonna.
We could only
They're the
be
ones,
so lucky.
you know.
The one's gonna pick it apart.
Well, and those are the ones that are gonna also confirm it and give it legitimacy. Legitimize it. Say
Yeah.
this shit is legit. This shit is right. It's good. Like if you make a like Full Metal Jacket, combat veterans were like, this is the most accurate, realistic shit. This shit brought me back to Vietnam. I thought I was fucking there. And
The
so
part about with Full Metal Jacket, the part they talk about that is the most accurate of the movie
yeah,
is the part where they're in boot camp.
the boot camp.
That's
Oh, the
that's the
shit
most
in Nam
realist
is too.
iteration.
Yeah,
That's the
and,
most realist iteration of a Marine Corps boot camp you'll ever see. Like if
yeah,
you never went to Marine Corps boot camp, that's as real as it gets right there. Because the drill instructor and it was a real drill instructor.
yeah.
One, the squad bays look exactly like Paris Island. They look exactly like they do on Paris Island. I don't know what Paris Island looked like back in the 60s and 70s. 'Cause I wasn't there in the 60s and 70s. I didn't go to the 90s, but I'm quite sure it looked like that. But the squad bays haven't changed in years. And if you go to like
Mhm,
third battalion, second, they look exactly like that. Everything he
mhm.
did, the way they all chant, the way they run, the way they stand in front of their racks, all of that, everything is
Yeah,
everything you saw that happens in Marine Corps boot camp, 100%.
yeah.
And only Marines would know that.
And
That
so
went to Paris Island.
exactly. And so they're going to tell people, yo, this shit is legit. And that's why fans watch that movie and love it. People have never been in Vietnam or never been in the military at all are like, oh, yeah, this shit is fucking accurate. They don't fucking know. They just know that every veteran has said so. And so the same thing I think with comic movies. I think once comic fans started being like, these movies ain't for us. I don't know who these characters are. People stop. They're like, okay, well, then this shit ain't shit. If the comic fucking experts are saying this is bullshit, why would I fucking buy into it? It's
Exactly.
common sense. So,
I
you
agree.
know, but
No, I
with
agree.
but with this Superman movie being the beginning of Gunn's, ambitious franchise plans, it's very easy to imagine Nicholas Hoult appearing throughout the DCU's chapter 1, becoming evolving into, which is that's their phase, right? Marvel has phases, phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is gonna have chapters. So they're gonna have chapter 1, 2, 3, right? So in this chapter or phase, yeah. So I think he'll evolve as Luthor, which will be, his sort of answer to, their answer to Kang in a way, that sort of overarching villain that goes through. So, and as far as Kang has failed to make much of an impression, so if Kang is staying for the long term, I think Lex is gonna outshine him. He'll be easy competition to become, the Thanos of DC, of the 2020s. He's even got that bald look down. Uh, and but if they do Doom, that could be a challenge. But to be honest, he's the best villain, the villain, the finest villain that MCU has given us of late is Gunn's own High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So, the odds may still be stacked in the DCU's favor. They got Gunn too. I think the best shit in the MCU was the Guardians movies. They definitely inspired everything that came after for the worse, I will admit, because everything after Guardians tried to be funny, it tried to be a comedy, and it fell flat, and that's why I think it sucked largely. But Guardians never fucking disappointed, bro. 1, 2, and 3, solid, fucking good. You know what I mean? James Gunn. And that's who's running it now in DC. So why should we be worried? If
It's
you're a
the
comic,
music for me with Guardians.
oh hell yeah, and Gunn does that in a lot of his projects. It's not just Guardians. That's a Gunn thing, right? That's James Gunn. So, I expect a great soundtrack in this DC shit too. And in July 2025, Superman Legacy will be out before Avengers 5 in May 2026. So, these characters have a chance to impress us and take that spot because man, if if that movie comes out and it's fucking dope and everyone loves it and it's just like, oh shit, this is what we're in store for and this is great. And then Avengers 5 comes out and it's ass, problems. There's gonna be problems for MCU.
I don't think it's gonna be ass, but
A lot of everything they've been putting out so far has been. So I have no reason to think it won't be, but I hope it won't be. But they haven't given me anything to fucking, you know. But I know Stu Dog had to bounce out, man. Peace to Stu. He had to go to work and all of that, but he'll be back
I'm
on
about to
Monday.
jump off too.
All right, fam. Appreciate you,
bro.
Yeah,
peace.
peace.
But yeah, I think it looks dope.
DC is definitely gonna do their thing. There's no
Yeah.
question. They see the opening hole. They're ready to show the people, hey, this is why you got to fuck with us now, because we're not gonna put all this bullshit into it. No messaging. We're just gonna go in, make this characters who they are, and that's it. We're gonna go for the comic book heroes and villains. That's all you need, and a good story.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree, man.
It's gonna be dope, though. I know that.
What is?
Aquaman is gonna be dope. So.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
You know, and then
I think so too.
Yeah, Aquaman 1 was dope. It kind of mirrored Black Panther.
Yeah.
Notice it mirrored it, and those were the two biggest movies at the time, I believe. Franchises. So yeah.
Yeah.
And it's strange enough that this Aquaman 2 closes out that universe where I believe Black Panther 2 closed out that universe. You know what I mean? Everything that came after Black Panther 2.
I wish it did. I wish that was the end of that shit.
It was super trash, you know.
Yep. No doubt. Well, I mean, I agree, man, but check this shit out, bro. Look what came in the mail.
Yeah, General Hawk. Yeah,
Got him.
He's dropping everywhere.
Word. Stu, I know you still watching, bro. I forgot I was gonna show you this before you left, but we got Hawk, and he's got a dope setup. No back bling, but he's got the pump, the launcher.
Yeah.
On the strap. He's got the 45 on the hip. He's got the 9 on his chest.
Yeah.
He's got the pistol grip pump. And he's got the helmet and shit that comes off. He's got the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Word, I think
goggles too.
Extra goggles for the hat and for the face. He got 2 goggles, one that goes on the helmet and one he can wear on his face that fits his head. And then we got him.
Yeah.
We got my man Ripper.
Bloody Joes. We gotta get those Bloody Joes, mate.
I'm so happy with this one, man. This was a big disappointment. I was more excited for Buzzer. Buzzer's is more of my favorite. So I was very disappointed with Buzzer. By the way, this is a Wolverine Marvel Legends motorcycle, and this is the Punisher Marvel Legends motorcycle.
Yeah, those are the only ones that's really gonna fit the way you really want them to fit.
Yeah. These are the one that you sent me. See how much smaller it is?
Yeah. It's more for the female. Maybe Zarana could go on that one.
Yeah, I think I can sit her on it. But yeah, he's got a much better sculpt. His glasses fit on his face. They don't fall off. You don't have to stick them on. The other ones I got to put sticky tack on the eyes to stick them. These fit on his head snugly. The details phenomenal. He's got everything that was on his body in the 80s, but it actually functions, instead of this being molded onto his chest, this knife with the handle grip that comes out and everything. He's got he's got the necklace with the razor blades on it, and he's got his jaws of life, which are pretty cool, I guess. He jaws
of death.
Jaws of death. And but yeah, he's got his gun from the original with the little blade on the bottom. Yeah. I wanted him to have either a cutoff shirt, tank top like he does on the original toy, or the yellow and black from the cartoon is what I really wanted to see. But
they'll do that the retro version.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. But the details are great. He's got really cool, bracelets, armbands, all that shit, tattoos and all that shit. Mohawk goes all the way back. I didn't know it was gonna pop out to a little ponytail, but he's got a revolver right here. I think it's got some weird blade on it. Yeah, it's like a revolver with a blade on it. Crazy shit. Dreadnoks be having some wild shit. But yeah, he's dope. These are dope. Fuck. There goes the fucking jaws of life, jaws of death. But yeah, those just dropped. Those just hit. So I wanted to touch before we go about Invincible. I know a lot of people we always do the Invincible review for the week. We didn't get an Invincible episode. Why didn't we get one? Season 2 just stopped halfway. It's got a halfway season, mid-season
break
for some fucking reason, right? We waited a year and a half for them to give us a break, bro. We're pissed. But yeah, it's definitely one of the greatest shows of 2023 with the second season's opening batch. But yeah, I think it wipes the floor with every other superhero series, animated series that's on right now. It's provocative, definitely addicting, upends expectations on its own, But yeah, I don't know.
First season, because I have to catch up with you guys.
Oh yeah,
but it's bugged out, man.
You gotta catch up, bro.
Is a nut.
You gotta catch up, bro. You got
sick puppy,
bro. Bro. You gotta wait. Listen, I don't want to give it away, but yeah, you gotta get. But season 2 will return early next year. With its next 4 episodes. After I'm sorry, I said a year and a half. After a 2.5 year wait. Okay. Ridiculous. That's ridiculous, right? Even for animation, it's absurd. Especially with what we got. We were told that this was going to be some new animation. It was going to be, worth the wait and all of that. Came out looking every bit as cheap and fucking, basic and simple. And why the fuck did it take so long? As it was with the first season. I'm not complaining, but don't tell me it's going to be something new. Make me wait 2.5 years and then I get the same shit. That kind of makes me feel like you trying to gas. Are you trying to lie to me, man? You trying to gas me, man? But the creator Robert Kirkman thinks that we need a breather after the events of episode 4. What?
Nah, that's the excuse to stretch the series, man.
Yeah,
the holiday stuff and all that crap.
But he said
this is like a union thing.
Well, he said it's a little bit of the production process just because ramping things up has taken a lot longer than we thought. That's what his quote is. He said, but also this is something that we've done with every season of The Walking Dead. And I think narratively, it's kind of cool to have that pause to digest what you've just experienced. And when you see episode 4 of season 2, you may need a break. It's a big episode. It's definitely a mid-season finale kind of episode. And with everything going on in that time of year with, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and a lot of family time, I think a lot of shows get lost in the shuffle there. So I think it's good to take a pause, and narratively, it's going to make things hit a little bit harder. People will know what I'm talking about when the season launches. I agree with you. That it's just, an excuse for whatever, bullshit. But we'll see, man. We'll see it, but yeah, you can get, right now you can see 1 through 4 of season 2.
Yeah.
It's out there. So, but yeah, that's what's up with Invincible. Thundercats.
That's what I want to hear about far as the comics.
No. Yes. I mean, yes. The new series, yeah. Yes. New York Comic Con, we got the it's coming out. It's new Thundercats. It's from Dynamite Comics. Yeah, and it drops in February. Thundercats #1. And Declan Shalvey, Drew Moss are definitely some dope talent for this. And then you've got cover artists like Jay Lee on there, David Nakayama. So some amazing gonna be artwork. And it's easy to see why, everybody's already definitely hyped. You know what I'm saying, for this. But based on the solicitations, Shalvey Moss have quite the story to back up the hype. The Thundercats, as led by an inexperienced Lion-O, must protect Third Earth in their very legacy from the dual threat of Mumra and the mutants of Plundar. And so you can expect something very much in the spirit of the old original TV show. And that's what I'm fucking excited for, because we haven't gotten that since then. They've always tried to do something new. One time they did a cool anime style type version of the show that I really liked. But all the rest were bullshit. Especially that fucking Cartoon Network travesty. Sausage mouth bullshit. But yeah, while adding something, more intense to the new canon, I think it's dope. Number 1 doesn't debut until February 7th, but Shavely and Moss, I've answered a few questions about it, all the things about Thundercats, and like how the series references other entries, and how the titles focus on the team's early days, some possible big moments from the run, and the team's best members, sort of. But there is a picture here of the cover I can show you too. Hell yeah, bro. I'm fucking hyped for this shit. I'm super hyped for this shit. Bam. Blam. Hold on. Bink. Where'd it go? Get this shit out of here. All right. Boom.
Okay.
That shit looks hard, dog. Yo. That shit looks fucking dope to me, man. I love the iteration. I love the artwork. The logo. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Everybody's there. Yep. And man. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. Panthro way in the back though. Panthro's my favorite. He way in the back. He's in the Thunder Machine, driving the Thunder Machine. See him in the back. He's my favorite.
You got Wily Cat.
Yep. Got the twins. Got Chitara, Tigra.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Oh yeah, I think so.
The alternate covers is gonna be crazy too.
Hell yeah, bro. I mean, the artists that they have on deck, yeah, definitely gonna be some dope variants. But yeah. Declan Shalvey, the writer, he said, I don't remember a lot from my childhood, to be honest, but that Thundercats opening is seared into my brain. That opening, that first, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he said it was just so wildly exciting. I remember exactly where I was when I first saw it. I don't think I was able to see the show too much. Kids could be shown intermittently when I was growing up in Ireland. Okay. So he grew up in Ireland. So he said, but I had both a Lion-O and Mumra toy to make up for it. He said, I used to have them fight a lot. He said, looking back at it now, I can see the appeal for me. Some core moral tales wrapped in solid and imaginative action storytelling, wildly striking character designs for solid character archetypes too. Has a bit of everything for a kid, a little Shakespearean, a little Star Wars, a little superhero. And then Drew Moss said, I think I was around 8 years old when the TV show was on TV, and I look forward to getting out of school and watching Thundercats every day. It was a tough time for me because my family split and I was living in with a friend of the family, and it was one of those constants in my life that at the time, the thing I could count on being there. He said, I think the opening hooks you, and the concepts like the Sword of Omens, claw, shield, turning invisible, super speed, etc., open you up to imagination, to the possibilities. So I like it when the writers have been lifelong fans of it. That makes it better. Yeah, that means I know that they're gonna give it some justice. Do it some justice. That they care about it. They're gonna care, and they're not gonna be just doing some agenda bullshit. But check this out. We talked about Look at that fucking. Woo-hoo. Look
Crazy.
at that, bro.
Yeah, gotta get that one.
Damn right.
Crazy.
Definitely, yeah, definitely gotta get that one. Here goes another one.
Damn.
That shit goes super hard. Fuck.
Right.
Oh man. Getting all these. Boom. Getting all
Definitely
these.
that one. You gotta
Getting
have
all.
or
Getting
the
all.
sight beyond sight.
Word. Damn. Oh man, I can't wait to grab these. Boom.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Boom.
Speaking of comics, man, did you get your G.I. Joe 301 yet?
Nope.
Yeah, I hit them up, man, and I was like, look, I haven't got my order yet. And if I don't get my order, I'm just let my bank know that I ain't get my you ain't
Yeah.
get the services and to cancel the payment, reverse the payment.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Nah. That's crazy, man.
We're already in December already. The second book is
But you
about.
already got them, didn't you?
I already got them, but I mean, they took my money. They took the money. You take the money.
What do you mean? No, I'm saying, but you got the comics, right?
Yeah, I got the comics, but still, you take my money. I want the comics that's due.
But you didn't get them?
I didn't get the comics from that place, from the
Okay. What, the things from
things.
another world?
Yeah, things from another world. I didn't get them comics from there.
They're super slow, bro. I fucking can't stand it. They just shipped something. I don't even know what they just shipped to mine. Let me see. They said they just shipped something. They just shipped my. What is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, what they ship? They sent. What's on the order? Usually they have a fucking list of what's on it. God damn, hold on. Yeah, this is gonna be Predator versus Wolverine number 3, X-Men Blue Origins number 1, and a variant. That's it. They didn't put nothing. What a fucking L fucking order. What about my long ass list of shit that I pre-ordered fucking weeks and weeks ago? But anyway, that's it, man. We did the damn thing. I know we got some. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna do those comic book. I was gonna talk about those joints that came out recently this week. What was it? DC Action Comics 1059. Isn't bad. It's not great. Kind of falls in the middle when you take all 3 stories in the issue. The first main story, New Worlds, part 3 is solid. We get the full showdown between the Super Family and Blue Earth, as well as all the frustrations in how extremism can be manipulated for public consumption. But there's a twist about Nora's real identity. Interestingly, it's Lois who is more or less, sorts it out at first. And that upends everything as it comes too late. It leaves everything on a major cliffhanger that feels like everything is sort of set up for something much bigger, but it never happens. The second story, Secret Identity, part 2, isn't terrible, but it shows Jean Lin Yang's creativity for sure. But there's definitely the sense that the story is a little undercooked and unfinished. But there are bits of aspects that feel confusing. Sometimes that could have been fleshed out more. When it comes to Keegan Kong's story, the third story, Heart and Metropolis, feels like a poorly done lift of Superman the movie, just with John and Jay, and the art isn't great, and the result is an issue that is just a mixed bag that gets progressively less good as it continues. You've got Alan Scott, Green Lantern number 2 came out. 2 issues in, the series has definitely established itself as a surprising, albeit occasionally a bit too ambitious, reinvention of Alan Scott. But without getting into spoilers, you got Tim Sheridan's script is both sweeping and incredibly intimate, offering fans a lot to chew on with regards as to Alan's past, present, and future. And Cian Tormey's art definitely fits within the house of style. Although some visuals occasionally require a bit of a double take. Kind of hard to focus on what the fuck you're looking at. But by and large, Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, is succeeding at everything it's supposed to be. So if you like it, then it's doing what you like. What else DC had was Batman 89 Echoes #1. That was dope. Sean Hamm, the writer, artist Joe Quinones, and colorist Leonardo Ito come back to the Batman and Batman Returns universe with Batman 89 Echoes. Because last year we had Batman 89 series came out. That was super cool that they brought that back. The Keaton Batman, the Nicholson Joker, all that shit came back. And Batman has been missing for years, but his impact on Gotham is still felt through these copycats who have inexplicably become the target of rage-fueled outbursts. So other echoes of Batman and the Joker's presence in Gotham include Barbara Gordon, whose pending transformation into Batgirl is foreshadowed by visual clues like the yellow trim of her coat, the framing of her cape. Elsewhere is Dr. Harleen Quinzel, right, who becomes Harley Quinn, a fame-chasing celebrity psychiatrist. And, the Tim Burton verse, Harley Quinn's shallowness is a far cry from the anti-hero that she became, in DC right now, that she, is veering closer to Bruce Timm and Paul Dins' original imagining of her as having only ever gotten into psychiatry to use Arkham's inmates to achieve fame while mostly skating by on looks instead of skill. And Hamm cleverly suggests a professional rivalry with Dr. Jonathan Kane, who is the future Scarecrow. And that makes it suddenly occur to me that their shared past vocation has gone largely unnoticed in Batman stories until now, at least to my knowledge. But when thinking back to Tim Burton's Batman films, it's that gothic aesthetic that definitely endures, that carries this shit. And Quinones is, the artist, tight line work and framing, the blue and purple color palette, with everything, I think, really are consistent through every page. And with its, the ending is very kind of unexpected, Batman. But I think it's definitely a return to a dope era in Batman comics, in Batman lore, rather, the Batman universe. And it's called Echoes because Batman and Joker aren't there, but the echoes of them, their effect on what they've done. Right. And then you've got Batman Beyond Neo Gothic #5 dropped, which Batman Beyond Neo Gothic has evolved past being just Batman Beyond and more a story of two halves of Gotham fighting for survival right now. And that's part of what's made the series fascinating, in my opinion. Gothic #5 is the epitome of this struggle with, the larger scale battle taking precedence over the narrower beginnings of the story. And then, and that's not a bad thing at all, but I think it's impressive how well, the writers Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing sort of weave those grander elements into the story. And, the Green and John Constantine's roles in this could easily derail the whole thing. But Kelly and Lansing keep the plane on course, and with the goal in sight. You've got the artist Max Dunbar and the colorist Rein Burrito have, they definitely have fun with those elements. By the way, and the battle sequences in this are fucking phenomenal. Battle sequences are very hard to get right, especially when Constantine is involved. And I'm curious to see how this sort of thing pans out. But Batman Beyond Neo Gothic has never failed me yet, so I don't think it will in this next one. Then we've got Batman Brave and the Bold #7.
Okay.
which Batman Brave and the Bold is going to be an important comic because in the DCU, in James Gunn's new universe,
That's what they're coming off of with the Robin character. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, the whole Batman movie is going to be, it's going to be Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
That's the name of the first movie, the first Batman movie in that James Gunn chapter. So
separate from the other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be nothing to do. See, Matt Reeves is the Batman is its own thing. That's what they're going to call Elseworld.
Okay.
So that'll be part of an Elseworld universe, separate. So the new DC will have its own Batman that we haven't cast yet. We don't know shit about yet, except for the title is Batman the Brave and the Bold.
I wonder how he's going to cast his Joker in that Brave and the Bolds.
I wonder how he's doing. Yeah, I'm curious to see everything, man, because again, this is going to be something different than we've ever seen. So I hope that honestly, bro, I really want to see fucking the blue and gray Batman suit in live action. We haven't seen it since the fucking corny ass show.
Yeah.
And I think it's fucking a missed opportunity, man.
It's overdue for the gray.
Hell yeah, bro. I think it'll be dope, but we'll see. You know, I want the yellow logo, the gray, the blue.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
I want to see what you call it, the guy I forget his name. You were saying him earlier. He was in Aquaman.
Or Black Manta?
Not Black Manta. The one that plays Aquaman's mentor. Damn, what's his fucking name? He plays the Green Goblin.
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I want to see him play the Joker. I want to see his take on the Joker.
Yeah, that would be something. I mean, he does have the look, and you know, I would
voice and everything, the demeanor.
I would be afraid that it would be too close to Green Goblin, but damn, if he hadn't done Green Goblin, he would be fucking perfect. But I still think he could do it. I still think it would be dope. I would definitely
over the top. A Joker is over the top, man.
Yeah, bro.
Green Goblin is good, but Joker's over the top. You got
no. I mean, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin when he played Green Goblin.
Yeah, yeah.
I worry that his portrayal of Joker might be too similar to his portrayal of Green Goblin. If you get what I'm saying, I don't know what his range is on that, or how he would change it, or how different it would be with him doing that. If it would be different enough. I'm not saying it wouldn't. I mean, and I think there is something behind that, bro. I think they are talking about him doing it. He might be the Joker at some point in some side universe or something. But yeah, he's definitely been fan cast, for sure. But the Batman the Brave and the Bold comic number 7, most recent installment, delivers some dope elements, but it's an anthology that sort of is struggling to make it some greater than the individual part. Pygmalion definitely fails to function as the issue's A story, I think, and it's a second chapter and it definitely dispenses with the mystery and of a memoryless Batman for a much more familiar plot. And the change in approach is definitely sudden enough to question why so much space was invested in developing a premise in the first chapter that's largely done away with in the second chapter. You've got Wild Dog, Here Comes Trouble, which is the second story, which definitely proves to be the issue's highlight, combining an appreciation for Midwestern eccentricities, and an understated sense of humor, but you know, an outstanding action sequences. Then you have Aquaman Communion, which may appeal to readers that are looking for sci-fi oddities like Gabriel Hardman's depictions of both aliens and sentient Earth creatures are definitely make great splash pages. But the hook is of the plot is definitely lacking. And then the final installment, featuring the Demon, provides some decent opportunities to showcase Matteo Scalera's artwork in sequences filled with like shadows and fire, but it definitely lacks a lot in the way of conclusion. But Batman Brave and the Bold is still collecting some outstanding comics talent. But it's clear that most of these stories would be considered B-sides in most cases, but Wild Dogs at least. But Brave and the Bold, I don't. It's really gives no clue as to what the movie is going to be about because it's an anthology. They're not. It's not like doesn't have a story. So, but
I'm wondering, like with the Demon, would they ever do a buddy flick with him and Constantine? That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
like, buddy. I would do a movie like that with Constantine, him and the Demon, like just out the blue. Like fuck it, him and the Demon. They trying to solve these different murders and shit like that in the DC universe. You know what I'm saying? Let some superheroes get killed and let them try to investigate it and shit.
Yep.
That'd be crazy.
Yep. And he's gonna hold on. Stu Dog just sent me some dope pictures. Oh Lord, that's gonna be ill. This new Joker statue. Hold on, let me see if I can throw it up on the screen. No, I can't. But yeah, it's McFarlane's got some dope, a new Alex Ross Joker statue that looks fucking sick.
Yeah, let me see. He probably.
I collect Jokers and shit.
Oh, you like Jokers?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Maybe I can see if y'all can see it on my phone.
I probably got it in my email. More likely I do.
Yeah.
If it's on the gram, I got it because I always get stuff on the gram from Todd McFarlane. I know that Batman shit is hard. I don't care the black, the blue inside. That shit is hard, man.
That one right there, I'm trying to get to.
Then they got the blue with the black.
That one.
Let's see. Hold on. Where you at? Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Both of them are dope.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are dope, man. That shit is crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna break down and get one of them. I gotta decide though. That black one look crazy.
I know. But I got to go with the blue and gray. I got to.
I might have to do the black because of the comic. Yeah.
It's weird though, because it's the black one, it's blue and gray, but the cape and cowl are black.
Yeah.
But the blue and gray is underneath it. Yeah.
That shit looks wild. Yeah, McFarlane, he doing his thing, man. But he gotta slow his roll sometimes. He just be going. But I think it though. When you're the commander of your own ship, you could go as fast as the fuck you want.
That's it. He the Todd father.
Yeah. And he's supposed to be doing some Marvel shit too soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing certain size figures for his Spider-Man or some shit like that, I hear. If he does some Marvel shit and he does it right, I don't know, man.
That would be sick, man. I can't wait. But as far as DC Comics, I didn't, obviously I didn't get to read everything this week, but there's also City Boy #6 dropped, Cyborg #5, Detective Comics #1078, The Flash #3, Green Arrow #6, Harley Quinn #34, Penguin #4, Power Girl #3, Static Shadows of Dakota, Steelwork, Titans Beast World #1, Steelwork #6, Penguin #4. That was dope. That's it definitely has a dope story that's going to begin in the next issue that they sort of set up. And the addition of an ex Flame and Advisor makes for the best of the getting the band back together installments. But that doesn't really set a really high bar either. But framing this particular installment as a job, utilizing the entire team is intriguing. But it also makes all of the individual elements of that team, including both the Oswald and the Help, seem borderline incompetent. The arrangement of this particular plot is too cute, and it raises a number of questions that we'll never get an answer to, which is always frustrating. And it's the inclusion of some romantic tension and a partnership wherein Penguin isn't a singularly dominant figure, which makes some promise for future development. And it also showcases how well De La Torre can assemble the pieces of a multifaceted plan on the page, even if this one isn't particularly compelling. But the promise remains, like I said, that next month I think the Penguin will start owning its obvious potential. I was really excited for this series, and it's a slow start, but I think with number 5 we're gonna see it really kick into gear. And I'm excited for the Penguin show too.
Yeah,
We
that's
still,
interesting.
yeah.
I mean, I just got finished watching that Gotham Knights.
Who that
Yeah.
was dope. That had some cool. I think that had some cool shit. Oh wait, Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Nah, no. I was thinking of
Gotham. You talking about Gotham itself?
No, I was thinking of I don't know why I was thinking of Gotham, not Gotham by Gaslight. What's the one where it had the anthology? It had a Wonder Woman story, a Batman story, and a Superman story, and it was
Oh, you talking about that new one?
Yeah.
Where they're fighting.
It's like he's an ancient barbarian, I think it was.
Yeah, Batman was a barbarian.
Yeah.
Cowgirl.
Yeah. Some Western shit. Yeah.
Yeah, this shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That is very dope. But the Gotham Knights is a TV show. It was a CW, but I wanted to watch it, see what it was about. It was about the kids of superhero kids. They were like Bruce Wayne adopted a kid, and that he kind of murdered his parents, or was it because of his parents being murdered? And so the guy was trying to find who killed Batman, because Batman, you know what I'm saying, the Court of Owls was in it and shit. It's kind of
right. Yeah. This shit, this is the Suicide Squad Isekai. Yeah. Isekai, for those who don't know, is a Japanese word that was a Japanese type of anime, right? That where it's like where you go into another world. Say you're like maybe they go into a virtual reality video game and they get trapped in that world, or they go somehow back in time to like medieval times and they're trapped in that world, or some sort of
like Batman, Ninja Batman, all that.
Right. Right. And Suicide Squad Isekai is revealed the brand new trailer. They're gonna be in like a magic world. They got Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, Clayface, Deadshot, King Shark, and then they've got a Joker, which has been revealed who the voicing the role of the Joker. I mean, obviously, Mark Hamill would be the best choice. That's the best Joker, in my opinion, and voice actor by far. But what does it say? It's just going to be voiced by Yuichiro Umehara. Yuichiro has quite the resume when it comes to the anime world, including parts such as Bleach. Okay, so he's Bleach, Blood War, Mashley, Magic and Muscles, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Goblin Slayer, Demon Slayer. That's dope. Classroom of the Elite. That's good. So he's definitely got a dope resume. Yeah. At present, it says the upcoming anime series is yet to reveal any English dub cast, though it seems unlikely that Mark Hamill will return to the role of the Joker, because he has recently stated that he's retired from the role. Mark Hamill definitely made a statement that he said when when the guy that played Batman
when he passed. I
he
know
died. He said he without him, he said that without Batman there's no Joker. Was his philosophy. He just feels weird about it, so he's not gonna do it no more. But they say these things. Maybe something would compel him to come back eventually one day. Who knows? Out of nostalgia. But yeah, man. Is this it? All right. So before we go, we might get flagged for this. I don't know, but here's the trailer. I'll mute it. So another world. She says, "I'll take you there to another world." DC. There's Joker and Harley Quinn riding around, wilding out. There's Amanda Waller. Harley Quinn. That's exactly what I want. Joker said. Boom.
Gotta check that trailer.
Yeah, this is dope. Super villains sent to the isekai. I don't know where this is, who you are, but yeah, so they're sent back into like an ancient world, like a fantasy, medieval fantasy type world. Goblins and shit.
Okay.
Barbarians.
Not far off from what they did with Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And there's King Shark. Wait, you guys can't see this right now?
Nah.
Oh, this whole time, bro. Why didn't you say nothing? I'm sitting here thinking you were watching it. My bad, y'all. I thought it came on. There it is. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm retarded. All right. There you go. So there it is. There's Harley. Take you to imagine. Yeah, she's jumping around. And here's Joker.
Oh wow.
Amanda Waller. It's all in Japanese.
Oh, I knew they had that dragon in it. The Joker dragon. Yo.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Clayface. Yeah. Suicide Squad. There's Deadshot. There's King Shark, dude. Yeah. In Another World. Peacemaker. Michael Jackson.
Yeah, this shit's gonna be crazy. They even got a dance number in it.
Word. It's off the chain. And Michael Jackson is there for some reason. Looks like.
Yeah, that shit is gonna be fucking crazy.
Word.
He gonna be like,
Word. That's it. 2024. So.
Moonraker.
Word. Yeah. Moonwalker. Yeah.
He will be the Joker.
Yeah. They're talking about the actor that's gonna play the character, voice the character. But yeah, man, that's that. But yeah, y'all, it was dope. DC Power Hour has been going on for.
Yo, Reno, you mute yourself, bro.
There we go. No, it was fucked up. So yeah, I was just gonna say, it's been a dope DC Power Hour. We've been doing the Power Hour now for 2 hours and 18 minutes. We're about to call it a night, but we'll be back Monday at 7 p.m. Y'all already know every Monday, every Saturday, we right here at 7 p.m. If you missed the show, if you just came in, man, run it back. It was a great show. And we'll see you guys, man. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday. Peace.
Peace.